This is Things You Might Not Have Heard. I am Jay Cleveland Payne. It's May the 1st, 2024, and the Timberlake means better than last year. Still a little on the weak side. It's got a few days. It's going to be May. It is now May, so get your memes in and hang out with us today as we have 8 stories in the queue from yesterday you vetted as conversational, covering politics, current events, pop culture, news, and of course, information about what's going on live. Now, yesterday, we did not do a live show here, 5:50 a.m. start time for Things You Might Have Heard. Did not have one because of some difficulties technical-wise in the morning. But we did have a late last night live talking about the protesters and the protests being broken up, specifically at Columbia University. This morning, as we're live here, there are protests more or less being broken up as police presence is on the campus of UCLA in Los Angeles, that beginning well after midnight and going all night long as clash is going there. This is happening, and we'll have more details on this one going forward because this, even as they break up protests, it's not going anywhere. But these are the stories that you gave us the green light to talk about when your engagement from yesterday. We'll explain how engagement works out, why these 8 stories are the 8 stories from all day long, and get you in there going forward in that one. Check out our website, thisisconversationproject.com, for more details on how we do this every single day. And also email us at the conversation inbox at gmail.com so you can get a handle on just chatting back and forth with us on getting things done. Now, today we are featuring always big stories. Today we're talking about the protests, of course, and we're talking about Hunter Biden and Emmanuel Acho, who apparently it's another person that's me and I are having a beef with, but only I am really affected. I'm the only one really understanding there's a beef because he could care less. But we'll get to that in the stories. We'll tell you how they got to be where they are, give you some perspective on their numbering, their lineup here in the day going forward. Let's start off with the first story, though, which is, of course, the most important one because it's the biggest one out there, covering it all night long and into the day today. Protesters take over Columbia University's Hamilton Hall in escalation of anti-war demonstrations. This is what we opened up with yesterday, as the protesters at Columbia University were told to disperse because the university was kind of done with them. Protesters took over a building, Hamilton Hall, and occupied it, barricaded themselves in there, and had other people kind of doing a human chain to stay out of it. This happened until late yesterday, late last evening, when police presence, the New York City Police presence, NYPD came in, and they started to take control of the area, and they breached the building, and door by door, office by office, were able to arrest, apprehend all the people that were in the building and get them out there. Those people are going to be charged with burglary. It's just people outside being charged with disorderly conduct. Now, the biggest thing, as the university said, is the bulk of the people, and that's my words in the bulk, but a big chunk of people who were doing the protesting and, of course, occupying the space were not peaceful student activists. They were actually outside agitators who used it as an excuse, maybe to jump in onto the scene or maybe just to cause mischief. That's where things go. As we said, right now, as I'm reporting this right now in the morning, they're dealing with this issue in Los Angeles, UCLA, as the LAPD is on the scene trying to break up the action between the two warring protesting factions and get them clearing off that campus, mostly because they're trying to prepare for commencement coming up in about a week. Most of these places were taken over at spots that were very either big touristy places like a quad on campus where people mingle, or literally right in the way of where the new graduation coming up in a week. So that's why it's so big and important to get these things cleared out and get these things cleaned up in time. We'll see how much time it takes to get through this, whether there'll be more protests in the summer, where there will be, and come fall, if the Gaza situation is not resolved, will this bring up more situations like this? Our headline for story number 2 is Lakers open to drafting Bronny James with LeBron's future in LA uncertain, per report. Where these reports come from, we don't know, but we have a chance to put it out for you to engage in, and this was the number 2 story of the day. So you guys care about Bronny James, LeBron James, or just plain old messiness. The Los Angeles Lakers are reportedly considering the possibility of drafting Bronny James, which they were already doing, to be honest, the son of current Lakers star LeBron James, which we all know, as a part of a strategy to enhance the team's roster and, of course, potentially influence LeBron's decision about his future with the team. As the team right now isn't very good, LeBron James still the best player, better player, one of the best players in the league, and wants to show off that he still's got the game, and maybe playing alongside his son, which I said he wanted to do for a long time, and playing in LA, the biggest market in the league, and with better players would work out. However, the jury is out on whether Bronny James is an actual quality player, which is basically what we're seeing in all the talk by draftology pickers, people who are looking at their draft boards, seeing whether Bronny James actually has the stuff to be, as good as his dad, which is asking a lot, or good enough to help, which is asking a lot for the Lakers. We'll see what happens. If Bronny James becomes a Laker, it's pretty sure that LeBron James stays a Laker. If Bronny James becomes a Hawk, it's pretty sure that LeBron James is going to the Hawk, and Trae Young may have to worry about his ball time going forward. We shall see. You didn't think we'd get out of here without Donald Trump today, did you? Well, we're not. Judge fines Trump $9,000, threatens jail for contempt in hush money trial. Now, the picture we have here is from the court reporter, because there's no actual cameras in court, and it has a picture that looks like it's actual Don Trump Jr. and not Eric Trump, who actually was there in the court case. This may be from a few days back. Donald Trump Jr. I'm sorry, Eric Trump is the first family member who's supposedly been into the courtroom since this thing started, but that looks like Don Jr., so I don't know what's up with this one. In the meantime, maybe it's just an old picture from an other court case that we just mixed up. But here's the deal. The judge got pretty jiggy on Donald Trump yesterday, fining him for, I believe, 9 counts, $1,000 a count of contempt, and there's a hearing this morning coming up in a few hours where there's 4 other counts to deal with. The judge has essentially threatened to put Donald Trump in jail for contempt, make him sit in the cooler for a little bit because of outbursts and mumbling and heavy sighs and just sort of saying things and coming out of the courthouse and basically flat out lying. You can call me on that one if you want to. But each time he goes to court, there's some sort of violation of the hush of the of his not his well the hush money trial, but of what he can say on folks, his gag order. And he basically comes out and says, I can't do the gag order. The judge is belligerent. My freedom of speech, can't see my son, blah, 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 blah. A lot of Donald Trumpian things, which basically, as fact checkers say, he basically contradicts himself within 20 seconds of saying words a lot of times because what he is and what he does. The judge, Juan Merchan, fined $9,000 and threatened jail for contempt of court, which is heightening the tension of the legal stakes in the proceedings and just how big a deal it is for someone who's a ex-vice president, ex-president, to do this. He is saying he's the first president to have this done to him because he's first president up for trial for federal charges. So it is a first. He is true about that one. But he's the reason why we're dealing with this. Literally the reason why any of this thing is a problem. You probably thought we'd get out of this without Hunter Biden, but apparently we're not. Let's get the right picture up there. Hunter Biden is there, and Hunter Biden demands that Fox remove intimate images from its platforms. Hunter Biden is currently demanding that Fox News, the cable news network, removes all sexually explicit images of him as he claims they are private. These images have been disseminated on Fox News platforms, prompting Hunter Biden and his legal team to take action. Specific content and nature of these images have led to significant privacy concerns for Mr. Biden, who asserts that these images were not meant for public distribution. Ain't that the truth? The demands from Hunter Biden's team are part of a broader legal strategy that may involve imminent litigation against Fox News, as indicated by the communications from his lawyers to the network. Now, what we're knowing about this is that the Hunter Biden laptop story was a real story. Is it still as big as the story Fox News wants to portray it as? Well, no, it really isn't. Are they wrong for showing all these pictures all the time? Yes, they really are. They should have mentioned them and moved on with that and gone on to other things like, the trial of Donald Trump. In the meantime, Hunter Biden has not have clean hands, if you will. Hunter Biden, as I've said many times, kind of a scumbag, because he is. But scumbags have rights too. See last story we talked about, and we should really give him that chance. Fox News should know better, but they're not going to do better because they're Fox News. My words. So go ahead and shoot me for those. Let's talk about Tesla right now to lay off everyone working on the Superchargers and new vehicles. This announcement is affecting about 500 people. They're laying off everybody in the Supercharger division, integral to development of maintenance of that actual network. Teams are focused on new vehicle development and public policy, so the Supercharger is going to get a little less time going forward, although new vehicles are still also being issued as well. Move raises concerns about the future accessibility of the Supercharger network for non-Tesla electric vehicles, which is kind of the point. such as things by Chevy and Ford. The anticipation loss of being able to connect to other stations means less access for electric cars around the nation. Tesla being right now the best option for getting your cars powered up. And if you don't have a Tesla powered car, the compatibility is an issue. We'll see what happens to make these things more public as opposed to just private. And if electric cars are going to actually be a thing. Fetch isn't happening. Are electric cars actually going to happen nationwide? We have to see. Set line, just go for it. Tennessee governor signs bill allowing teachers and staff to be armed on campus. Bill Lee, the governor of Tennessee, has recently signed a bill allowing teachers and school staff to carry firearms within school buildings. This legislative move is part of a broader trend across the U.S. aimed at increasing school security by arming educators. The decision has sparked a mix of support and a mix of concern, with proponents arguing that it enhances the ability to protect students in case of active shooter incidents. That's the point. While critics worry about the safety implications and risks associated with having more guns on school. Another point. One of the biggest things that has been brought out in this case is if a person has a concealed carry, they're already safe. They have the rights to carry a gun at various places. They have to register it with the school so the school knows. And if the school district allows that, some already do, it's there. This is saying that any teacher essentially has the right to carry a firearm if it's registered with the school. Now, the big issue is, does Mr. Bob in shop class carry a gun, or does Miss Sally, the English teacher, carry a gun? If you know a teacher has a gun and the student can get access to that, that's where more guns in schools becomes an issue. That's something that may be an unintended consequence no one thought of. The USDA will reclassify marijuana and ease restrictions. From the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, will reclassify marijuana, easing some existing restrictions. Decision follows initiative by President Joe Biden to reform cannabis-related criminal justice issues. The reclassification is expected to reduce the barriers imposed by criminal records for marijuana use, which have historically hindered access to employment, housing, and education opportunities. This move represents a significant shift in U.S. drug policy, could pave the way for broader criminal justice reforms, potentially benefiting individuals previously impacted by a marijuana conviction. So, pot will be less of a crime, but it's still a controlled substance. So, don't drive and smoke. Don't drive high. Don't do other things that are high we shouldn't be doing, because motor skills are still important in these areas. And finally, as I say, this is a beef that's based between me and Emmanuel Acho, who has no idea this beef is going on, but let's get to the actual seriousness of this. Emmanuel Acho co-authors book on anti-Semitism. Emmanuel Acho, known for his best-selling book, Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man and Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Boy, has co-authored a new book focusing on anti-Semitism titled Uncomfortable Conversations with a Jew with Israeli activist and actress Noah Tisby. This book aims to address and foster discussions on anti-Semitism, continuing Acho's approach of tackling complex social issues through dialogue. This work has been influential in media and continues to contribute to broader discussions on race and now religious intolerance. Sorry about the bad read there. I have it's not really a beef. I have just a thing against Emmanuel Acho, just sort of how he's sort of materialized as a actual analyst. And my real beef is the fact that his sports take, his actual job talking on sports and being a low rent Stephen A. Smith, is bad. He's really bad at that. But he's worked his way as being the uncomfortable conversations guy, which was a thing for a while and I guess is a thing. And my other point of this is all the articles out there said that Emmanuel Acho, the black guy who I believe is of Nigerian descent, wrote a book about uncomfortable conversations with a Jew. But I literally had to search 3 or 4 articles to get Noah Tisby's name and look for an actual picture of her with the co-author, because she's the actual Jew that the uncomfortable conversation is emanating with. So the fact that we're focusing on this media guy and not an actual Jewish person, it's kind of a problem. But Emmanuel Acho, love you for getting work done. Congratulations on doing what you're doing, and I'm very proud of what you're doing as a media person and getting that stuff done. Trust me, more jealousy than real beef. So glad you're getting that done. But this thing here, the book is out now. I think the book is out. It said in April, so that sounds like or May. So I think that sounds like next week release or something like that. So look for this one in your Amazon, in your Barnes and Noble, on your bookshelves very, very soon, because let's just say the timeliness of it is a bit suspect. I'll end it with that. Let's go to our teaser story for this morning. This is a story that we are teasing to talk about tomorrow. What does that mean? That means if you go to our feeds on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/this is the conversation project, and twitter.com/th_conversation, or x.com as well, you can get a chance to see the news stories, the articles we post every 50 minutes so you engage in. You engage in the story on Emmanuel Acho, so we talked about it. You talked about the unrest with the protesters at Columbia and many places across the nation, so we talked about it. Those is how we got there. We take the top 15 stories per day and pick 8 of them to give you into the greater narrative. We can't take all 15, we'll be here all day. So that's how we get the stories we talked about today. You go to our feeds and just like, love, hate, share, engage in the stories, please. And as you engage in them, we'll give you a score. Will this story be one we'll chat up tomorrow? You can be the judge. Headline reads, Wegovy and Zepbound shortages will last until summer. This is an article from a health and lifestyle blog, if you will, magazine, if you will, that's talking about the shortage of the weight loss drugs, or if you will, the actual drugs for other things, Wegovy and Zepbound. The fact that they're in a shortage. I've talked about many times the fact that I take Ozempic, and it's been hard trying to get that at an affordable price because the market demands it. I'm a pure capitalist, and I'm all about the market demanding going up, but at some point, it gets insane. My cost for my drugs that I need for my diabetes is insane and out of control. And for people who can't get access to them all, who actually need the drug, not just trying to use it for the weight loss shortcut, because it is a weight loss shortcut, are having issues. Summer will continue the shortage, and we'll see what's going to happen going forward. Will we talk about this story tomorrow? You go into the engagement phase of our sites at Twitter/X or Facebook. Let us know what stories are good to talk about. We will talk about them. It's that simple. Our sponsor for today we're spotlighting is Blinkist. The Blinkist app is the best way to catch up on books ever. Check it out at the website, our website for our affiliate link. This is theconversationproject.com/Blinkist, Blinkist. This affiliate link will allow you to get special deals on the app. If you install it using our link, we get a bit of a cutback, a little commission to help us keep things going. And we'll explain why this is important in just a moment when we go to promote ourselves directly. But promoting Blinkist allows you to ingest long form books, very long books, in a very short period of time. You can read them or you can listen to them in audio form, and it takes something that may be 12 hours abridged and will give it to you in about 35 minutes. How does it do that? It takes the real essence of the stories and puts them into blinks, essentially quick hits of what's going on. So you can read a topic that takes maybe a chapter to go through and get the real important parts of it and the gist of it in about a minute or so, just like that. And you can read it, read along with it in audio, listen to it, and you can share it with friends who don't have the app. You can make Blinkist spaces, and you can have book club with the Blink Books with as many folks as you want to. Check it out today at this. It's theconversationproject.com/Blinkist. This is theconversationproject.com/Blinkist. Get in on this today because you're behind. You're really behind in books right now. Get caught up today. Conversation Project lives online at this is theconversationproject.com. We want you to check out the Conversation Project, our website. This is theconversationproject.com. Email us at theconversationinbox@gmail.com. Let us know what we can do to improve on our offerings. Follow us on our feeds because that's how we get the stories. We know what stories are conversational because you engage in the stories. It's that simple. So follow us on the feeds. We'll take care of that. If you deem us worthy and you like what we're doing, you think we can do much better, we can use your help doing much better. Number one, share what you're seeing, share what you're hearing, share what you like with folks so we have more people engaged in the conversation. Make sure you have more people joining in on the feeds and seeing what's going on out here and commenting on things going on. Comment, of course, so we know a deeper detail on what you're liking, not just the likes and loves and hates and shares, but the actual details of what's going on. I am loving the fact that I'm getting lots of comments on our clips from this show here, going deeper into the things going forward. And if you deem us really worthy, become a partner. Go to our partnerships page at this. It's conversationproject.com/partnerships and find a way to partner up with us directly. This is literally the Patreon ask right now, although Patreon is not our vendors, but it's there. But there's various ways for you to connect with us to help us get things done. We can use the help. Like I said yesterday, we had some technical difficulties that could not be overcome, but they can be overcome very soon once we actually move to the new studio, fingers crossed, in the fixed house, which if you're a partner, you understand all that headache. And just equipment and stuff. And of course, the goal to get an actual producer who'd wake up in the morning and help me get this thing done. You can help us help us with that and not be without that much longer by becoming a partner. Check us out at this@theconversationproject.com/partnerships and see if that's what you want to do. Also visit our sponsors. We have many sponsors there, and be a part of the family. Just stay a part of the family. That's the biggest thing we're looking for you to do. In collaboration with other More Better Media LLC assets, we have the word of the day. Check out the word of the day at the Big Words Project, bigwordsproject.com, thebigwordsproject.com, and get the word of the day present to your inbox and other things that are fun with the word of the day and the Big Words Project, including the current edition of Big Words You Ought to Know. The word for today, and a very peculiar word for this day, is squeamish. Squeamish means easily disturbed or disgusted by unpleasant things. With the use of a sentence, my friend is so squeamish that she can't even watch a movie with a simple surgery scene without feeling faint. Squeamish is your word for the day. That's a bigger word. You may have already heard that one before, but hey, there's only so many words around there. Our goal is to produce 1,200 words, 1,200 words over the span of 3 years. We are only into the first 90 days of it. So, or actually, well, we got, we're the first, I guess, first 5 months of it officially, because it's going to be and is May. So we're rolling on that one pretty stoutly. So keep up with us. Go stop by the website, get a word of the day there. Go to the newsletter, get it sent to your inbox automatically every single morning. And of course, we'll drop in here for a while as part of our synergy with the More Better Media project, More Better Media stuff. Synergy is great. Wrapping up a show is also great as well. Wednesday, May 1st, 2024 edition of Things You Might Have Heard. I am Jay Cleveland Payne. Thank you for being with us for the show today. Thank you for the comments and the questions and the asking about not being on yesterday. Ask about a good handful of folks, which means of the 1,200 and so subscribers we have, there are people, that's YouTube's specific and in other places as well. There are people out there who are looking for this, which I'm grateful for. Thank you so much. Make sure you stay limber and hydrated and on task, so you can, be good to us with your eyeballs or your earballs, and of course, be good to the folks around you as well. We're going a little long today. We had a lot of discussion because of the things happening in Columbia specifically and what's going on on campuses across the nation. We'll have plenty of headlines and stories you can engage in. We'll see which one takes the top spot, because they all take the top spot every day, because we'll continue to talk about this going forward, as right now the big spotlight is on LA and UCLA and the college there as they're breaking up their protests. We'll check in on that as I get off the air here in just a moment. Love you, mean it. Thank you so much for being a part of the Conversation Project, being a part of the family, news nerds all around the world. We can't do this without you. Let's do it with you again tomorrow for a Thursday edition of Things You Might Not Have Heard.